Okay, so I'm going to show you our first little circuit now, yeah? So I'll show you what I want it to be, the more advanced version, and I'll show you how to scale it. So don't be put off if it looks a bit much for you. I'll show you how to meet you where you're at. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to squat down. I'm not worrying too much about my heels and stuff like that. If they lift a little bit, they lift a little bit. Don't worry about it. You know, really what I want is I want fast movements and fast transitions, yeah? That's all I'm bothered about. So I'll show you what I want it to look like, and then I'll show you how to break it down and to regress it. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to squat down, I'm going to reverse lunge, tuck jump, burpee, back. So squat down, reverse lunge, tuck jump, burpee, back. Now, if that seems like a bit much, a bit too advanced, fine, don't worry about it, yeah? I get it, it's explosive, it might be a bit daunting. So what I want you to do, I want you to squat down to where you're comfortable, yeah? So you're going to squat down, you're going to reverse lunge, you're going to get down, back up, yeah? So I'm going to squat down, reverse lunge, down, back up. Squat down, reverse lunge, down, boom, back up. And that's it. Now for you, it might be you squatting there and you go boom, boom, like we do on the others, and then you're going to get down and it's going to look like that. I don't mind if that's what it is. That's what you need to do, and that's fine. It's still developing your ability to move, but I promise you, if you can get that right, you'll get to the more advanced one. So we'll get to the more advanced one again. So this is where we do want to get to. So we want to go down, reverse lunge, tuck jump, burpee, and we're up. I want 5 of them, yeah? That's 1. If it's a bit, let's say you can do it, but it starts to really get you a bit, gets your heart rate up a bit too much, you feel a little bit out of breath, or you're new to it, just do 3, yeah? Just do 3. But 5's good. 5, you're going to be like, oof, let's have a minute. Because, look, I'm going to explain to you in later videos about, when we come to like cutting weight, etc., etc. But let's get this bit right first. But it's important to get our heart rate up. We can complement this with rocking, we can complement this with running. There'll be a thing of how I went from, I couldn't even run to that. So, story time again. I was really strong. I was like thinking I was being a bit more functional. So I recognised I was getting a bit unfit and I needed to put some stuff back into my training. And I remember, I think at the time I was doing like farmers carries like 130 a hand, right? Running up and down the carpet with it. I was dragging cars, I was doing all sorts of mad stuff, fucking squatting cars. And then we started throwing some sprints in, and we all got injured because we had all this power and we didn't know how to use it. I think every one of us got injured that day. I was doing assault bikes, I was trying my best, it was all power based, like, ugh. And then my leg got rushed to hospital. Last thing I heard on the phone, right? So she's talking to the doctors, his temperature's right up. And seeing Alfie trains me now, he's fine. But they don't know what's going on. They think he's got sepsis. They think, they're thinking the worst. And the doctors called an ambulance and he's set to pass out. And the last thing I hear on the phone, right, is, we're losing him. That's the last thing I hear. So I'm Cricket Street near Deanery School, and I don't know if that is the hospital. What do you reckon, 3K? I used to run 5K every single day when I was fighting, right? So in my head, let's get running. I still think I'm fit, I still think I can run. I've done some assault bike, I'm fine. Done some ski erg. Done a few little circuits. And I started trying to run. And I'm big, like 90 juiced up key at this point. And I'm trying to run. And after like a pathetic amount of time, maybe 60 seconds, I'm getting a stitch. And I remember getting to bottom of Wigan near the market, and I can't run anymore. I'm trying to walk, and I'm panicking, I'm stressed out. And I get to the hospital and I'm like fucking running around. I just went straight through. I started opening doors, mate. I think I opened the door into someone's surgery. I swear down, I opened the door. I was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, where's my son? I was just mental. Like, I probably looked absolutely terrifying. Like, I'm screaming. And it turns out I beat the ambulance by a mile. And in the end, he was okay. His temperature came back down. He's running around fucking naked around the kids' A&E, as they do. But my point is, that was a real, you need to build this fitness, right? You need to be able to move. Because being strong is no fucking good if you cannot move, yeah? You get it, it's no use whatsoever. You are not prepared, and you are not setting a good example. So that's when I started to go from that to running like 40k, right? And I'll show you how I did that and how I programmed for it. But as much as we're going to have that bit of fitness as well, you don't have to. You know, rucking's fine, and what I mean by rucking is weighted walks, but walking's fine too. You know, building that low level, brilliant, but it's important to get that heart rate up a bit, and that's what these are going to do too. So they're putting together all the things that we're working on. It's about putting together in a nice, neat little package, yeah. And I want you to be able, if you can do that, move like that, you're gonna feel good, yeah. And it's surprising, right? Because I set to show this stuff, like I show this like 20-year-old fighters, and they don't move that good. And I'm cold and I'm demoing it, and I'm like, mate, I'm 40 and I'm battling, you know, like I've had loads of injuries and stuff. So I've been able to restore myself, and that's what's so cool. And it's all this stuff I'm sharing with you that's got me to move like that and got me to, you know, I just feel good. You know, again, I can now take this. So, another story, I went to Born Survivor, first time I ever went there. And back then, I was still doing quite a lot of martial arts training, and my training was very varied. A lot of boot camps. I used to do like, let's call it functional training, like ropes, sledgehammers. I used to make assault courses. It was fun. And I went and did, and that's when I called myself hybrid, because I was doing a bit of everything. And then I went and did Born Survivor, and I could do everything, right? And I was fine. And then I went the net, and you know, even the water I was fine. I'm not a strong swimmer. I went back. Next time I did it, I'm 10k heavier. I'm stronger. And this time I did struggle with some stuff. I still did stuff. I was still okay. My strength got me through it. But I remember some guy had pulled me out of the water. I was like a break. Because I'd locked up. You know, and I'd started to lose that elasticity. And again, I had quite a lot of moments like this. So my point is, I got to like a real low point where I lost. You know, when my back was bad, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even pick my kid up without pain. I had been completely locked, completely mangled, completely like a shell of who I was, and I've been able to rebuild myself using this stuff. So I promise you, even if you are doing the super like regressed version, you know, where you're just getting up and down like this, I don't care. I promise you it'll get better. If that's what it will get better. Use the stuff I'm giving you. And again, if you are struggling, if it's not enough, reach out to me. I'll do everything I can to help you. I promise you. There's always a way. If I can take kids who've been told they'll never walk again and get them walking, if I can get people like activating the muscles who got told they'd never, you know, basically they were just not going to move at all for the rest of their lives, we can get you better. I promise you. I have helped people with some of the most mad injuries and surgeries you could think of. And if they can improve, and that's what gives me hope too, like the people I work with MS and stuff like that. I'm like, if they're doing it and they're making progress, then we sure as hell can. So don't be put off, is what I'm saying. You know, that's a long way of saying don't be put off. Do not be put off by if it looks a bit like, what the hell's that lunatic doing? I promise you, you can do it too. If I can do it, you can do it, and we'll get you there.